There's probably never a better time than the month of February for a romantic movie marathon. Since Valentine's Day is around the corner, we've rounded up the best romantic comedies to hit you right in the feels. Pull up your coziest blanket, grab some popcorn and a bottle of wine, and get prepared to chuckle and sniffle along with your favorite actors as they remind us that love isn't extinct after all. Hey Flickers, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be listing out the must-watch romantic comedies for Valentine's Day. Before we dive into the video, please drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Remember to hit the bell icon to receive notifications for new videos. Let's get to it. We all love to watch a good romantic comedy movie because it reminds us that everything does work out okay in the end. When you want to escape the real world and need to turn off your brain for a while, you can't beat a good love story. Let's put an end to calling the genre a guilty pleasure and admit that there's nothing wrong with having a little fun. Here are the best options you could ask for. Hit play and enjoy. Number 10. The Photograph. The Photograph is a romance-heavy star vehicle for Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield that's deeply flawed but thoughtful. Writer-director Stella McGee's fourth feature is thick and multi-layered with a lush and precise visual language, asking the audience to look beyond the surface of a standard meet-cute. To chase down historical photos for a story he's working on, veteran reporter Michael finds himself in the museum's archives where May works as a curator. Michael is instantly smitten, but May is more cautious, her mind preoccupied with her mother's recent unforeseen death. As the relationship progresses, May finds herself feeling the need to reckon with her mother's past. There are quite a few love stories in the film aside from the one between the two main characters. The Photograph's plot centers around Christina's photography. Cinematographer Mark Schwartzbard's frames emit golden hues from the brown-skinned actors against a backdrop that mostly skews masculine and dark. There is an enduring glow to the look and feel of a picture that is a real gift. Number 9. Always Be My Maybe. Always Be My Maybe is an American romantic comedy penned by Ali Wong, Randall Park, and Michael Golamko. It has Park and Wong as childhood companions Marcus and Sasha, who grow up next door in the city of San Francisco. As Sasha's Vietnamese immigrant refugee parents usually leave her alone while they attend to their store, Marcus's parents frequently have her over for dinner. Marcus's Korean-American mother Judy instructs her to cook. Eventually, Sasha and Marcus develop a close friendship that leads on into their teenage years, but that is broken after his mother passes away in an accident. The pair go their separate ways until Sasha returns to San Francisco to begin a restaurant. The romantic chemistry from their adolescent years remain, but with all romantic comedies, obstacles such as Marcus's worries and Sasha's honor and needing a career challenge their latent new relationship. Number 8. Isn't It Romantic? Isn't It Romantic is an American romantic comedy released in 2019 starring Rebel Wilson as Natalie, a woman who has a disdain for romantic comedies. Due to an accident, she ends up in a world where everything around her works out like a cliched romance comedy with her as the female lead. Liam Hemsworth, Adam Devine, and Priyanka Chopra appear in supporting roles as potential love interests and rivals. To escape this cliched world, Natalie believes she has to find her happy ending by finding her true love. What's fun about this movie is that it really plays into every single romantic trope that could be found in every romantic comedy. Kisses in the rain? Check. A fashion montage? Check. Every character being exceptionally good looking? Check. A slow-mo running sequence? Check, check, check. This movie has it all while the female lead is aware of how ridiculous the situation is. Number 7. Home Again. Home Again, written and directed by Haley Meyer Shire in her directorial debut, was released in 2017. The movie follows Alice Kinney, played by Reese Witherspoon, who's the daughter of a prominent film director. As she hits her 40th birthday, Alice moves back into her deceased father's Los Angeles home with her 2 daughters after separating from her husband. In LA, she meets 3 young filmmakers who she allows to live in her home. Relationships bloom and complications arise between all the characters, all while Alice starts a new career and a new romance. Number 6. The Big Sick. The Big Sick, penned by Kumail Nanjiani and his wife Emily V. Gordon, is a movie loosely influenced by the real-life romance between the two. It mimics an interethnic couple who need to deal with the cultural differences in their relationship. The movie's plot centers around Kumail, an Uber driver in Chicago, is a struggling stand-up comedian with a one-man show about his Pakistani-American backdrop. His immigrant parents set him up with young and unique Pakistani women, assuming that he will follow their arranged marriage pattern, but he is indifferent. During one of his shows, Kumail meets Emily, who originally begins as a one-night stand, but develops into a relationship. Since Emily is a white American woman, Kumail does not tell his family, afraid that they will abandon him. After months of dating, Emily notices photographs of the young women Kumail's parents have set him up with. When he informs her he does not know if they have a future, she breaks up with him. Unfortunately, Emily falls ill, and without giving away too many spoilers, Kumail realizes he needs to fight for what he wants in love and in life, even if it affects his relationship with his family. Number 5. Literally Right Before Erin. Literally Right Before Erin is an indie-American comedy written and directed by Ryan Eggold. The film had its exhibition at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2017 and was released September of the same year by Screen Media Films. We all acknowledge that timing is everything in relationships, and this charming rom-com confirms it. When he finds out his ex, Allison, has invited him to her wedding, Adam feels some way. As he reaches his way home for the big day, he's got to deal with his lingering feelings while concealing his exertions from the rest of the guests. Number 4. The Proposal. The Proposal stars Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, along with Betty White, Mary Steenburgen, and Craig T. Nelson. The movie follows Margaret, played by Sandra Bullock, a Canadian executive who discovers that she may have to be deported from the US because of her expired visa. Determined to maintain her profession as editor-in-chief of a publishing house, she persuades her assistant Andrew, who's played by Ryan Reynolds, to act as her fiancé. To continue their engagement charade, Margaret and Andrew visit his family in Alaska, where Margaret comes to learn more about her assistant and feelings begin to grow between the two. Come for the beautiful Alaskan property, but stay for Betty White's turn as Andrew's lovably blue grandma. Number 3. To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This rom-com brings every girl's worst nightmare to life. Lara Jean's mysterious love letters get mailed to each of her 5 crushes. She has to do some profound damage control as her high school survival gets rolled upside down, with 2 of the recipients being her sister's ex-boyfriend and the other being the boyfriend of her nemesis. You'll giggle and recoil along with her as she attempts to wiggle her way out of it. To All the Boys I've Loved Before is also based on the popular book of the same name by Jenny Han. On a side night, you can also binge watch the trilogy this month. Number 2. The Incredible Jessica James. The Incredible Jessica James is an American romantic comedy composed and directed by James C. Strauss. The movie was released on Netflix on July 28, 2017. When a struggling New York City playwright gets back out in the dating scene, her objections aren't specifically high, but she soon attaches with an older app designer after getting set up on a blind date. He gradually breaks down her defenses, and the consequences are awe-worthy. Number 1. Breakfast at Tiffany's. This 1961 movie has its own whole separate fan base in the romantic movie genre. Audrey Hepburn's image in a black evening gown in front of Tiffany & Company is one of the most recognizable scenes in movie history. Directed by Blake Edwards and penned by George Axelrod, it is adapted from Truman Capote's 1958 novella of the same title and stars Audrey Hepburn as Holly Golightly, a romantic, eccentric cafe society girl who falls in love with a struggling writer. It also stars Patricia Neal, Buddy Ebsen, Martin Balsam, and Mickey Rooney in assisting roles. The film also introduced viewers to Henry Mancini's sweet ballad Moon River, which went on to gain an Academy Award for Best Original Song. Admit it, you're humming it already. Well, congratulations on staying till the end.